Hello, and thank you for watching this tutorial by the Computer Commons. Today we're going to be going over nested if statements in Java. So just to recap, an if statement is a set of conditions that you set and you pass some data through. And if a condition is true, then whatever is within the curly brackets will be performed. Now, the definition of a nested if statement is an if statement within an if statement. It doesn't really get too much more complicated than that. So, starting out here, just visually, you'll see that some of the if else statements are more indented than the others. And the ones that are more indented are the nested if statements. So, let's get into what I have here. So, in my program, in the console, it's going to print out enter the score you got on the exam. And then here int score equals console.nextInt. So whatever value I put in for my score, it's going to save that value in the variable score. So let's look at the if else statements we have here. So let's say I put in a 95 for my score. So we're going to come up to this first if statement. It's going to check if score is greater than or equal to 70. That's true. So it's going to print out you passed the exam. But within this if statement, we see that we come upon another if statement. If score is greater than or equal to 90, we're going to print out, wow, you have exceeded expectations. So that would be true. That would also be printed out because I got a 95. But let's say I got a 75. It's going to check to see if this is true. If score is greater than or equal to 70, that's true. You passed the exam. But then once it hits this nested if statement, it's going to find that my score is not greater than or equal to 90. So this would not be printed out. Now, let's say I got a score of 55. So it would first come to here if score is greater than or equal to 70. That's not true. So all of this would be bypassed here. And it would come on to the next else if statement here. So I have a 55, so if score is less than 70, then immediately we come upon the nested if else statements. So this first nested if statement is if the score is greater than or equal to 60. So if it's less than 70 but greater than or equal to 60, then that's somewhere in the D range. So we're going to print out you almost passed. But let's say, right, it's the score is less than 60, then that's an F. So we would print out, you should study more. So let's run this really quick. So enter the score you got on the exam. So I'm going to enter 55, right? So 55 would immediately, it would bypass this first condition. It would then come to this condition because my score is less than 70. And then based on the nested if else statement here, it should print out you should study more because 55 is less than 60. So let's hit enter. Yes, you should study more. So nested if statements are a very useful method to use, especially if you have a bunch of conditions and those conditions can be broken up into even more specific conditions. We hope you find this video helpful. If you have any questions, you can contact the Computer Commons for further assistance. And please remember to take our survey at the end of this video. Thank you.